Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Welcome to 2024 and Beyond the Contracts podcast. I'm your host, Maresa Morrow with Parkside of Murfreesboro with my co-host,
Jennifer Hart of Churchill Mortgage.
Jen. How was your holidays?
It was nice.
It was nice?
Yeah.
Ours was too.
Good.
I'm glad it's over. I need schedule.
Second that.
So,
For sure.
Tell me some of your highlights. What was your...
I'm going to have to reach deep for that. No. 2023, if we're talking business mortgages, the most challenging year I have ever had, the whole mortgage industry, not just myself, ever since I've been in this business, and I'm 25 plus years, very, very challenging. And a lot of people, if that's brought up, are surprised by that.
I think so. I know on the real estate side of that, I had a great year. But I think I'm one of the oddballs because I've heard so many people on the lending side and on the actual purchase residential side of real estate that really struggled. And they've had to rearrange. And I'm happy to say that a lot of people in our office have done well with the ebb and flow of this market, as I know you have as well. You've had to make some changes and some reevaluations.
Yes, changes, reevaluations, stepping away from a few things, deciding, does this fit well? Does it not fit well? It's a business decision.
Yes.
And I heard a statistic or read a statistic, 40% of mortgage lenders that were in the business prior to are no longer in the business. 40%. And
wow, that is shocking.
I know. And you and I have had a conversation about this before. When business is good, like when interest rates were at historical lows, everybody was getting in. Everybody wanted to originate. Same goes for real estate. When the market is great, everybody wants to jump in and do it. And then when things get a little bit tough and things aren't as busy, you start to see people leave. I will say that I think what caught, I know myself and some others by surprise was the fact that interest rates kept climbing. I think we anticipated in the middle of last year they were going to settle down and maybe even start
rumors.
Start to go down, but that did not happen. And there were a lot of reasons for that. The government started printing some money, and it just, again, these are things that cannot be predicted or foreseen.
Right.
They're not, when you follow trends, that's predictable, which we all do. This was not a predictable thing, and they just kept going up, and it just really created a hardship for a lot of people. But I try to look at things on the positive, and when things are challenging, you get creative.
Absolutely. Lots of new products.
Yes, lots of new products, but you also reevaluate, where can I dig my heels in, educate myself? Again, it goes back to reevaluating.
Absolutely. And I feel like this year, when I first started in real estate, they said to don't educate yourself too much on the lending process because you didn't want to take the risk of telling your buyer something wrong. And that does still stand. But as agents, we have had to learn more about this market and the numbers involved in it and where those numbers come from because people they're not making the fly by the seat of their pants decisions anymore. They want to know what those interest rates are, where they come from, where they're going, which you don't have the answer to. But I have learned and educated myself more this year on the lending process, interest rate wise, than I ever have before. And really more than I ever wanted to because it's overwhelming. And so I commend any lender, especially the ones who have hung in there to really figure out what's going on. But with that being said, I think there's a lot of new exciting things. And I think we're going to have a really busy spring and summer. They're predicting that. And I was in a sales meeting Tuesday and the question was raised, what's this last couple of weeks been like? And everybody was like, our phones are ringing. And that's a great sign of a very busy, productive selling season, spring and summer.
Really good. And we did start to see rates come down. We have started to see rates come down. When I talk to people, I do get the hesitancy or, there's also, you can probably speak to this, but there's been, properties have been on the market longer. And so when people aren't finding the property that they want, even though there's room to negotiate, they kind of get a little bit relaxed, even as rates go down, and they get a little bit comfortable. And the conversations that we're having is, don't get too comfortable and don't hold off too long. Stay active in the market. And I finally had a borrower, just this morning, and his comment was, I don't want to wait on everybody else.
That's
that
smart.
was key. My hope is that others will hear that and feel the same way.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, because we are definitely going to have an influx. I hope it's not where it was before, just for the buyer's sake, but because that was crazy when you had multiple offers, 10, 15, 20 offers at one time.
And the other thing is, and it's much like the real estate market, but here's what's going to happen. It can be hard. There's a strategy when you go in to make an offer on a home. Based on what's going on in the market, that can change. And it used to be longer periods of time. We're no longer experiencing that. The time frames of the market changing seem to be shorter and shorter. So just as one trend is happening, like the buy downs, that will reverse itself. And as rates go down, more than likely, who knows, we're going to be back in this multiple rate environment.
I've heard that from several people. In fact, I've shared on my TikTok, even an agent out of Atlanta who's they're hearing the same thing. So it's nationwide. What's coming at us. So be prepared. If that's in your future for this year, or you're even thinking about it, dig in. Let's help get a plan and figure out what to do. So
the best thing that anyone that's interested in now getting off the fence and buying that home, or bought a home last year or the past couple of years and maybe have incurred some more debt, they don't know what their financial situation is, they need a review of their current mortgage. Let's have conversations now. And I can say this, we're going to see more refinances this year. However, it doesn't always make sense right when interest rates drop, even though a lot of lenders out there are going to be pushing that.
Right.
Yes. That's because of last year's volume was so low.
Yes. So get with Jen on any kind of question you have for that, and see if it's right. And we also both have financial advisors that we can refer out if you need that next step. Yes,
and because it really is, it's key. Appreciation levels are going to continue to go up. So your ability to build wealth through that home is going to be there still, and it's only going up from there.
Absolutely. I had somebody they're wanting a property that can possibly have a BIB or a Airbnb possibility later on, and they read one report from California talking about how their house didn't have a lot of equity in so many years. And I said, Middle Tennessee is different.
Very different.
Very different. There's people who've only been in their homes a year and a half, 2 years, and they're making quite a significant amount of money off of it. And in either the selling process or the refi process, and pulling that money, that equity out and using it for something else. So.
And I worked on a video clip yesterday, but our friends at MBS Highway and Barry Habib, they released their predictions for this year, which is my favorite thing, is to hear what the predictions are from market experts. And they're saying mid-5s to lower 6s as far as interest rates go, which is music to everyone's ears.
That's exciting.
Yes. And that, honestly, a lot of people bought homes when rates were at historical levels.
Historic is
the key word, and that's really what we're trying to communicate. A lot of people think anything above a historical low is actually high, which is wrong.
That's right. Yes. Five fish is average.
5, 6 is
pretty darn good.
Really good. Exactly.
So, all right. So that's your latest in your market updates. Yeah. Let's talk about what's to come for our podcast, Beyond the Contracts. So we talked about doing some polling. So we want to make sure that you all are up to date on how to get in touch with us and where to see our posts. I know we both have Instagram accounts.
Yes.
We actually have a Beyond the Contracts Facebook page.
Yeah.
And then, of course, our personal pages as well, and business pages. So there's a lot.
A lot of ways to reach us.
Yes, absolutely. But
And to like and follow.
yes, please like, follow, and share. And if you see anything out while you're out and about networking or in your business, reach out to us. Let us know that there's something that you need more information on. We will investigate it, try to figure out who to contact, and bring some more information to you. We want to really do a little bit. We touched on a few other little fun things this last fall, and we're gonna run with that. We had some really good responses, and we want to broaden that base.
One of the things that I think that you and I discussed about bringing on or into our podcast are human interest stories. Those individuals that have ties to or live in Rutherford County that have an interesting story to tell and want to share.
Yes.
We love those stories. They're a big part of what make up Rutherford County and Murfreesboro and Laverne and Smyrna, all the areas.
Absolutely. History-wise, we have a rich history in Rutherford County, and also don't be hesitant to share your story because most people, of course, don't know it. If you're shy, let us be your advocate, and because you never know what might reach somebody else and how it might touch them and help them in some way. To know that they're not alone.
Yes. And obviously we want to know about all the events. We want to share those as well. A lot of those are causes to benefit certain individuals. We want to hear and share those as well.
Events and new businesses. Especially small business owners. We are your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
So
lots to come.
Yeah. So I think we've got it. So, all right. We look forward to this year. We cannot wait to bring you some of the things that we've been working on and greater ideas. And, of course, we want to hear from you. So don't forget to like, follow, and share, and reach out when you need us.
Yes. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.